Okay, everybody. So, wait, hang on. There we go. I'm wearing the same shirt today. How on brand is that? Yikes. Okay. All right. Okay, yes. So a little about me real quick. I was trained as an art educator. I graduated from Truman State University way back before the change in the millennium. And I taught middle school art for 20 years. Whew. So it was time for a change, and I made that change in 2017 to be my own boss. And so I have been my own boss ever since then. Please know that I can share my story with you super quick, because I know some of you are in that stage where perhaps you might be trying to judge when it is time to take that leap, or if you're even willing to do that. Please know that for me personally, it's the best thing I ever did, was taking that leap and working for myself. I am an artist by nature and always have been, and I feel like teaching was just kind of a, I don't know, sidetrack. So coming back to being a creator and fine art painter makes me feel like I'm doing what I should be doing, and it's extremely rewarding. And I know some of you are probably in a very similar boat. Please know that my business model is based on commissions. That is my number one foundational service I offer to the public, and that is my number one revenue stream for my business model. It doesn't have to be that way for you. It all started when I actually walked away from my teaching career and needed something to do to bring in some income. And so for me, I found myself in a place where we had just said goodbye to a very dear cat that we parented for, oh my, who even knows? And they leave an impact. And I wanted to honor and cherish that impact that he had on my heart and those who knew him. And so as an artist, and some of you can relate to this, if you're any kind of maker or artist yourself, the way we interpret the world and navigate our way through it is a lot of times having to do with creation and expressing ourselves through that act of making. So for me, I sat down and had the time to paint a portrait of my dear Copper. And that's what got this business started. GEWKC is dedicated to handcrafting custom portraits of pets for individuals all over the United States. And my job is to honor and celebrate that pet-parent bond through the creation of original art and sharing that with as many people as I can. So it has been my joy and pleasure to do that for the past 7 years, and I don't see an end to that. That's something I'm very committed to. So hopefully there is something that you are equally as passionate about, and I'm hoping to help you as you move forward in your journey. The QR code is giant. Has anybody tried scanning that? Can you scan it from there? You can? Okay, because it is giant, I guess. Before you bother, I should tell you that goes to my Instagram account. That is not a sly way of trying to get follows. Please know that as a fine artist, I think that is the most appropriate platform for you to check out what I do. You're going to see all kinds of things on there as far as finished products, works in progress, all kinds of news items. I shared about my presentation here today. So it's a good overview of who I am and what I do. If you are inclined, you are welcome to photograph any of the slides you see up today, or simply take a note. I put my email address up there because I am happy to help. Part of my nature is also giving back. And the GEWKC community has given me so much, and this is my opportunity to give back. So please, if there's anything that I leave unanswered today, or anything we don't get to, please feel free to shoot me an email. I am happy to help. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. All right, in entrepreneurship, especially as an artist or a maker, it's important that you have multiple revenue streams. If you haven't heard that term before, please know that means that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, that you need an opportunity to diversify your income and make sure that you can draw from various sources of revenue to help get you through. Like I said, the commission, the custom pet portraits, is my bread and butter. And I am currently in my peak season here with the holidays coming up. I'm working vigorously to fulfill those special holiday orders I'm working on. But you know, honestly, once the holidays are over, I can often experience a dry spell. And so I need to be able to rely on my other revenue streams to help me pay the bills. And so here is a list of just some samples, ideas of how artists and other entrepreneurs will reach into other areas with their talents to pull in revenue from different sources. There are all kinds of things, like I could be teaching people how to draw on Skillshare if I wanted to. I could be, coaching people through launching their business, maybe helping people set up their social media. I mean, I can do all kinds of things. The true question, though, is where is your skill set? Where can you focus that so that you are offering quality to your audience, not simply quantity? Okay. All right. And of course, the reason we're here is to talk about commissions. So again, whether it's going to be your bread and butter like it is for me, or whether it's just going to be something supplemental that you add as an additional revenue stream to your business, a commission is a very unique product and service that can really elevate your price point to your audience. And the possibilities are absolutely endless. I was working on this list here you see in yellow at the bottom of the slide, and I'm like, man, this could just go on forever. For me, the commission product I offer is something I create from scratch. It's a painting. And so it starts from a blank canvas. For lots of other people, depending on where your skill set is, it could be working from a product that's already been manufactured or produced. Perhaps that's an item of clothing, and what you are customizing or offering as a commission is adding your handcrafted touch to that. Offering people perhaps this upcycled jean jacket or something that you have given your flavor, your style to. You can customize it for your customer by making that what they ask for. So that can be all kinds of things, by simply adding their name to the product. It can be creating a complete composition of something they ask for, something that's meaningful to them that they want to capture forever. And maybe you hand paint this scene of this fabulous vacation they went on, and that's on the back of their jean jacket now. I mean, it could be all kinds of things. There are lots of things that people shared with me when they registered on the, is it pronounced Huva app? There are all kinds of things that people are working on, like custom fragrances and working on customizing events that they offer and manage. This can be all kinds of products and services that you offer, but please know just the fact that you are willing to customize it to a particular customer gives you that opportunity to ask that higher price point, because you are delivering something that cannot be attained anywhere else. Yes, you may have competitors, but you, of course, as a business owner, as someone who knows your skill and is an industry leader, a master of your skill, you know ways to stand out among your competitors and to offer that top-notch quality service, quality product that just cannot be matched. And that is something that can be very valuable to you as an entrepreneur when building your business and offering that additional revenue stream. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm in my peak season right now. Customized products are in high demand. This is the time when people are looking for just the right gift. They want to be the best gift giver, and they want to really wow and knock people's socks off, because people enjoy sharing joy and showing their love to their loved ones. And there is no better way to do that than with something that is customized or personalized for the recipient. Here gives you a little peek into some of the pet portraits I've created in the past. And this QR code actually takes you to my website. How you are going to publicize your commission or customized product and service is completely up to you, but you are welcome to go see how I do it. And please know, I'm just one person. It is, you very well might find flaws in how my system operates, and you know what, if you can find a way to do it better, please shoot me that email. Because my attention is spent in so many other places, and those of you who are solopreneurs, you know the trouble I'm in. I did my best to dedicate a web page on my website to custom pet portraits, and that's where this QR code takes you to that page. As you scroll through it, you'll see that I do a lot of marketing on that page as well, making sure people know the quality of the product I offer, my commitment and dedication to exceeding their expectations. And as you scroll down, you'll see an order form. Actually, scratch that. It's not an order form. There is no money exchanged. I call it an interest form, where people can give me their information. They can tell me what they're looking for. They can choose from a variety of products that I offer, and then tell me a little bit about their project and what they need from me. That lands straight in my inbox. Thank you, Squarespace. So I got all the tools working for me there, and then I can continue the communication directly with my customer through email. We can switch communication channels if we need to. A lot of times, once I've onboarded them, I switch them over to text just for some quick communication. But please, you are welcome to use that web page as an example when developing your product or service, or I don't know, maybe you find it full of flaws and it'll be your non-example. No hard feelings. It's working for me right now. Maybe in my off season I'll look for ways to improve it. Okay, so let's get started. We're not here about me, we're here for you. So what we're going to do today is try our best to work through that green handout that I gave you on that lime green sheet there. What I would like to do is help you workshop your own idea on how to develop your customized product or service. Like I said, some of you who registered in advance and had an opportunity to answer my poll on the Whova app shared with me a bunch of great ideas that you have. My specialty is in fine art. However, I'll do my best to answer any questions you have as we go through this. So, taking a look at the worksheet, at the very top, can you hear me if I'm off mic? The mic's better, isn't it? The mic is better. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I gotcha. Okay. All right. So at the very top of your worksheet, of course, you need to know what kind of product or service you're working with. So I did have like 24 pens available up top when you came in. Somehow they all disappeared. Hopefully you have a pen you can work with. I have one or two. Let me put on. Everybody okay? I can't see. Let's see. You need a pen? Do you need one? You good? We're good? Okay. All right, guys. Okay. So at the very top, real quick, you want to jot down your product or service idea, whether that's party planning or maybe you're going to hand paint Stanley Cups and get into that whole craze. Ride that wave while you can. Maybe you're going to, maybe you're going to compose music for people. I don't know, maybe they want a special song for their family reunion or something. And they want you to write the music to their lyrics they already wrote. There's all kinds of things you can offer. So go ahead and fill that in. And then over to the right, you'll see a space for you to jot down who do you think is the ideal customer that would be interested in this product or service that you want to develop. I imagine that many of you, if you already have the product or service in mind, you already know that there's a demand for it, or perhaps you've even heard it from your own customer base. For a lot of us entrepreneurs, as you develop your audience and your customer base, you start to learn that, oh man, they really like this Christmas tree ornament I've been offering the past 5 years. And I keep seeing this person's name come through. They order one every year. That's so nice. So you want to think about those people that keep coming back to you. Is there some way that you could offer a customization or some kind of personalization on that tree ornament that could raise that price point and satisfy your customer in another way? So you can keep them coming back to you for a variety of reasons and products, and you can maintain that relationship. For many of us, if you're makers or artists, for a lot of us, we do the art fair circuit and the craft market deal. I do a lot of art fairs, mostly as a marketing piece. But for those of you that make stuff and sell it, that can be exhausting. You're always trying to make enough stuff and always trying to find enough people to buy it. If you offer a customization, you can go back to those same customers that bought that product from you because they're already familiar with you, they already like you, they already trust you. And you can say, hey, thanks so much for purchasing this doodad from me that I worked so hard on. I really appreciate that you value my skill and my talent. Would you be interested in this opportunity to customize this or this related product of a Christmas stocking that I've been developing? Maybe you'd like something like that. Or it's all about building on those customer relationships and bringing them back to you. So you've got a product or service, and you've got an ideal customer in mind, hopefully. And so now, the tricky part is figuring what to do with it and how to offer it to your audience, or maybe this is something totally different that you want to try. Maybe you're bored with what you've been doing, and you're like, oh, I really want to get into this other thing that really has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. That's fine, do it. But you got to figure out who you're going to try to sell it to and where those people are. That's all about marketing, and you'll notice I shoved that all the way down to the bottom of the worksheet. Marketing is your last step. First, you've got to develop this thing and get it ready before you can tell people about it and convince them they need it. Quick check of the clock. Okay, we're about halfway through. All right. Okay, I've got my glasses on. Any questions I can answer before I continue on the worksheet? You guys are so quiet, I'm not used to this. Okay, don't be scared. I'm here to help. All right, raise your hand anytime. Okay, here we go. All right, so what I have learned is that it's really important to establish the necessary systems and procedures to help you through product development, or maybe it's a service. It could be all kinds of things, as we discussed. So, number one here on the list, I apologize if anything got clipped off the left edge of your worksheet. I will make sure I read that to you in case you can't figure out what it says. Number one is your client and customer onboarding. So please know, remember we're ignoring marketing for right now. Don't worry, I'll come back to it. Once you find that person and they say, hey, I'm really interested in this. I think I would like to do this with you, or buy this from you, or have you do this service. Your onboarding piece is super important. And what this means is, how do you bring them into your fold as a new customer or client? What kinds of procedures are you going to develop to really fine-tune the system? When I first started out, I was all over the place. I'm like, I don't even know if people are going to think I'm talented or even want, I mean, everybody's got an iPhone now. What do they want a painting for? And I was full of self-doubt. And of course, imposter syndrome and all that jazz. But when you find those interested people and you are feeling that love, and they're like, yes, please, sign me up. Here, take my money. It is really hard to say no. And you're probably thinking that I'm totally crazy right now, suggesting that you turn away a customer. Please know, it is an element of this type of business. Here under number one on your worksheet, it says, for customer onboarding, first in the list, are you going to offer a consultation? You know, kind of like lawyers do, a free consult. Maybe you're going to get on Zoom with them and see if, you're really the right person for them. And then vetting. Okay, so they want to give you some money. Great, that's awesome. But that doesn't mean you should take it. Not all money is good money, people. Some of it is not worth the pain. So you want to have some kind of component or procedure in which you vet this new client or customer. And vetting can be something simple like, I don't know, hopping over to LinkedIn and you search their name and see what they're all about. Did they, are they really in the business they say they're in? Did they mention a referral? Did that person really refer them? Where did they find you? And so it's important to understand who you are about to get into business with. Who are you about to sign a contract with? And yeah, I know it's a downer. Contracts are a downer, especially for us creative people. Ugh, legal stuff. Trust me, I hated every minute of it. But I thank my lucky stars every day that I have a contract in place. Yes, it may be the toughest part of this whole process, but I suggest please do not skip it. Whatever this product or service is that you are developing and you are offering to these people, this is likely a high-end price point. that you're offering. Anything you customize for somebody, that means you are working specifically for that one person, what they want, and you are fulfilling it just for them. This is not something you're going to give away cheaply or treat lightly. This is a customer relationship that you are embarking on, and you need to take that with some serious thought, and that involves a contract. That is my best advice. A contract is not just to protect them, it protects you as well. Think of it as an opportunity to define your relationship with this customer. Your contract sets out specifically what they need to do to get this product or service from you and what you are going to provide. So it outlines each party's responsibility. It's great. It's great. There is no guesswork. Nobody assumes. It's fabulous. It's not something you have to sit down and read with them. No, of course not. You and I agree to contracts all the time. Do you agree to these terms and services to use this Whova app? Well, sure. Am I going to read the whole thing? Of course not. They know that. Your contract is to protect you as well. Keep that in mind. I know it's a pain. You just, if you're taking notes and you're interested in some contract resources, I would recommend Chris Brown. He is with Pixel Law, P-I-X-E-L. Chris Brown is a wonderful lawyer that I first encountered here at GEWKC probably 5 years ago. And he currently works in Boulder, but he does offer, I think it's a 30-minute free phone consultation, which you may not even need because at pixellaw.com he has a bunch of standard templates that you can just download and use. Reword it to fit your needs, and you're good to go. He makes it as easy as possible. Okay, yes, also in the contract, those of you who are artists or you're creating something absolutely from nothing for this person, for this client, consider your intellectual property. There may be a copyright issue involved in the creation of whatever you're offering these people. For me, there definitely is. I create original paintings and drawings. My contract specifically says that I retain my copyright no matter what. I do not sell my copyright. So what they are purchasing from me is the original physical object. The image itself and the copyright stays with me. So consider any intellectual property issues that you may encounter as you develop this, and protect yourself. So when they actually, the next thing in the list there is to collect a deposit. Highly recommend that too. Learn from my mistakes. Collect a deposit before you do any work for these people. Do not be on the hook for something that's half finished for this person. It's completely customized. If they don't pay you for it, what are you going to do with it? Is it a doorstop now? What can you do with it? It's so customized. Can you finish it and even sell it to the public? Is it even possible? Don't get on the hook like that and be stuck high and dry like that. Once you onboard your customer, you go through these steps, they agree to your contract, collect that deposit before you do any work for them. Do not waste your time. Your time is extremely valuable. You are the skilled artisan working for these people. If they could do it themselves, they would. But nope, they had to hire out because you got the skills. So they're going to pay a deposit up front. How you collect that is up to you. You need to have whatever point of sale system you got going. And no, I don't believe that's Venmo. That's not, it may work for you if you're doing a craft market or a farmer's market or something like that. Sure. And customers are learning and they're getting used to that, and that's kind of procedure these days. But to protect yourself again, I would go with a reputable point of sale system. I use SquareUp, and I use an invoicing system. You can use an invoicing system through all kinds of platforms, PayPal, QuickBooks, so you can connect it to your accounting. Man, all kinds of invoicing out there. So I collect payment through an invoice that I email to my clients. It's that easy. And then I get an email notification once they've paid the deposit, and it's time to start working for them. Okay. Yes, also, collecting a deposit means this customer now has skin in the game. They are now invested in you and what you are doing for them. They're not going to get distracted and forget about you and be like, oh yeah, did I actually order that? Oh, I meant to tell you, I changed my mind on that. No. With your onboarding procedures, they will know that they have hired you because they agreed to this contract and they paid a deposit. The steps that go from there are what follows on the worksheet. And it's really up to you. This is just how I do things and what I recommend. Oh, any questions about this piece first here of onboarding? I know it does sound a little crazy to the idea of saying no to somebody trying to hand you money. Yes.
Yeah, I do have one question. When you, since you're advertising on your website, and you have a basic price point, when you receive and you onboard a client for a commission, do you increase your rate by a percentage, or is it, how do you increase for someone that is literally entered into contract with you?
Okay, let me see if I understand this. Are you talking about what you're seeing on my website?
In general?
Okay, in general.
Yeah, you personally, if you were to accept a commission
Mm-hmm.
project,
Mm-hmm.
how much do you increase your fee by, as opposed to them just purchasing $150 painting from you that they saw at your booth at the market?
Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now I understand. Okay. So the question is, how do I calculate the difference between selling something I've already made for my own joy? Let's call it a retail sale. What is my markup then from that to doing a custom painting for someone else? That's a great question. I use a formula as a fine artist because I'm working on a flat surface, whether that's a canvas or paper. I have the ability to calculate a price per square inch. That is how I price my items. And so when people visit my booth at an art fair, let's say maybe Art Westport or something like that, they will see original paintings, one of a kind, that I painted myself, but I made it up just to show people what I can do. And those are priced, I want to say that's probably $1 a square inch. And then customized, I actually charge, I think it's $3 a square inch for custom. And that's something you definitely want to consider, is that calculation. You're making a great point. Thank you so much for doing my job for me. Great point. Please know that there are many artists and makers who refuse commissions simply because of the pain in the ass factor. There is a huge pain in the ass factor. And I don't mean to diss any of my clients, of course, but that's part of the reason you want to vet who you bring in to your world and who you are willing to shed that blood, sweat, and tears for, because that's not going to be just anybody. And you want to make sure that you are spending your time on the right people, on the right projects, And of course, that you're feeling satisfied and fulfilled when it's over. You don't want to just, work all willy-nilly and work your heart out for any old person that's not going to appreciate you. Or they're going to turn around and try to steal your copyright and sell it on a t-shirt on Redbubble or something. So it is really important to vet that client, have that contract in place. Thank you. Yeah, great question. So yeah, I would say whatever your product is, once you customize it, honestly, I feel comfortable saying I would probably double the cost. That's probably, of course it depends on the product, but remember what you're gonna be doing, and we'll get into it more here. There's so much involved, and you don't want to be left at the end of the whole journey with this person feeling completely taken advantage of and feeling like a sucker at the end of the deal. Nobody wants that. Okay, so let's take a look at number 2, fulfilling the order. So yeah, what does this look like? Is this you painting? Is this you drawing? Is this you hand stitching some beautiful embroidery on something? What is that going to look like? And how are you going to involve the client in this process? Are you? Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're like, oh man, I'm one of those people that has always refused to do commissions. I mean, maybe I'll try it with 1 or 2 customers. But maybe you're one of those creators that really needs your time, and you need your own headspace, and you don't want to share that. You don't have to share that. How much you involve the client in your process is completely up to you, and nobody is going to challenge you setting your own boundaries. Like I said, you are the one with the skills. You are the one who makes the rules. So if you're like, oh, I can probably stitch this and it's probably going to take me 2 hours, maybe I'll charge an hourly rate. And no, I don't want to stop during my 2 hours. I don't want to stop 4 times and take photos or set up my phone to take a video of my process just to share it with the client. If that's not you, that's fine. That doesn't have to be you. But you want to, I would say, in the development process here, you want to figure out what you're going to be comfortable with. I know of an artist who does what I do, and part of her customer journey is developing a specific Instagram profile for each project and each customer. And so she actually posts on all these different Instagram accounts to share with her clients on their project. So there's no, I guess, real direct communication with the customer. They can just pop into that Instagram account to see where their project is at any given moment. That's a little hands-off for my style. I like direct communication with my clients, and I really, this is gonna sound corny, but I really do feel like when I'm finished with a project, my customers are my friends. And I like that. I really enjoy being able to provide a specialized service and product to people and helping them share that joy and their love in their lives. And I like being a part of that. If you're different and you want to put up some boundaries, do it. You're the boss. You are always the boss. Questions so far? I'm going to put my glasses on. Okay. All right, everybody. Let me check the time. Oh, crap. Okay. 3 is the communication piece to the whole thing. Like I said, how are you going to communicate with your clients throughout the process? Just warning here, a lot of business is now done through social media. DMing, artists you like, asking them about their products or what they do. Maybe that's how a client is going to find you, is through messaging on a social media app or something. Beware. That's fine for getting them, but to maintain them, I would switch platforms. I would switch to something more permanent, whether that's email or texting through a phone number. But remember, social media is a gift, and it's temporary. It could disappear anytime, poof. Beware. Your communication is also a component where you can really shine and build those relationships. Okay. Oh, remember your audience when you're communicating with them. A lot of my customers are a lot like me, and so I can relate to them pretty easily. If your customer is someone different than you, whether that's an older generation or a younger generation or something like that, remember what they may prefer as a communication piece. Think about, oh, is it going to be okay to text them in the middle of the workday? Do they work days? Are they allowed to use their phone? Are they second shift? Remember your audience, and don't make a goof and send them a poorly spelled text at 8 a.m. in the morning because that's what's convenient for you. Remember, you're offering a customized product at a high price point, and your service, your communication needs to align with that. Okay, a CRM is just a tool or a platform to help you manage relationships. A CRM can be something as simple as an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheet, which is what I use. Some people get all fancy and use, I don't even know, Trello or HubSpot. I don't even know, something. You don't have to pay for a CRM. It's really an opportunity to track who your clients are, how to reach them. I collect quite a bit of information on my clients. Name, mailing address, phone number, email. I don't want to lose them. I don't want 2 years to go by, they reach back out to me, and I can't figure out who they are. They'll reference that I painted for them in the past, and I have no idea who they are. I want to be able to go to my spreadsheet, find their name, and be able to send them a text or an email follow-up. I want to know where I'm going to mail a thank you card to and make sure I keep that information accurate. Okay, client-customer offboarding. When you're finished and you delivered the goods, it's done. Woohoo! Yay! Time to celebrate, but don't walk away. This is a key moment for you in the relationship, whatever that may be. This, again, you don't have to go all, you don't have to go all out like I do. This could be bare bones, but don't let offboarding pass you up. This is an opportunity for you to deliver that product or service, officially announce, hey, we're finished. What do you think? How did it go? Do you have any suggestions? Maybe they do. Maybe part of your offboarding process is going to be like an exit survey or a quick little form where they can fill out a testimonial. Hey, what did you think about working with me? A lot of people would love to hear what you have to say, because I know there are a lot of people who are scared to hire one-on-one like this, or are nervous about trusting this one person with such a special, customized product. I would love for you to share your thoughts so they know, oh, it's really not that weird, or she made it so easy. I was shocked to see, the range of her talent, and she was able to deliver it faster than I originally wanted, or yay, she got me a copy of it at a reduced rate, or whatever. So that's branding gold right there, is the offboarding. Getting those testimonials, those Google reviews, so you can up your SEO. Yay, SEO. Sorry, I brought it up. Also, offboarding is an opportunity to upsell them. Okay, marketing students, upselling. maybe this one customized product or service they hired and already paid you for, it doesn't have to end there. For instance, with me, I should be upselling during my offboarding process. An upsell I could do would be to offer them a frame. Hey, do you want your original canvas with a nice, beautiful frame? I can offer you a color that complements your home decor nicely. Here are some options. And you can upsell that way and keep adding to that price point. That customer who already knows, likes, and trusts you is ready to give you some more money because you just finished proving yourself. So don't let that go to waste. Ride that high as long as you can. Okay, and honestly, by the time you reach step 5 of client offboarding, you already know what they're going to write in a Google review, right? I mean, seriously, you should. If they come at you with something totally out of left field, I gotta say, that's an opportunity for you to reevaluate. Because by the time me and my people get to step 5, I already know, hot damn, I'm gonna get 5 stars out of this person. I can't wait. I'm gonna make it so easy for them. I'm gonna give them a quick QR code that all they have to do is scan and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. That's it. You gotta make it easy, no barriers, and hopefully by the time it's done, you already know what they're gonna say. Because you put in the work and you got them to that place. Let them brag on you. They're your customer advocates. They will advocate to the rest of the world that you are the best of what you do and everyone should hire you. Okay, next box. Align your product or service with your values and branding. What does your company stand for? What are you looking to achieve as you do business? Are you looking for a way to reuse, recycle? Are you looking for a way to be socially responsible? Quick example, I just partnered with a cat cafe. Some of you may have heard of Whiskers Cat Cafe and Coffee House down on Southwest Traffic Way. We're now officially partners. I am so excited. The way you achieve things like this is putting yourself out there and taking a risk. And hopefully you're going to make new friends and new collaborators. And that's where I'm at with Whiskers. We are partnering now, and they are hosting a couple of my canvases. If I receive a commission job through somebody that saw that at Whiskers, I'm going to donate a portion of that commission to Whiskers to be spent on the upkeep of their cats. And that's a way that I can give back to the rescue community. And I love that. Bonus, win-win. So consider how all of that is going to align with the branding you've worked so hard on and the company you've worked to build and what that means. The messaging that you want to put out there in the world. Okay, maybe you are feeling lucky and you just want to put this out there and see what happens. See if it sticks, if you get any bites. Go for it. That's a little bit risky for my taste. I would rather test it probably on a family member or a friend, somebody I trust. But don't phone it in. If you're going to test this on somebody and say, hey, who wants a free hand-embroidered jean jacket? Start my business. I need photos for my portfolio, for my socials. You can have it for free, you know, Uncle Joe. But do all your processes as if you don't know Uncle Joe. Don't phone it in and say, hey, okay, so what do you want on this thing? Hurry up, I'm supposed to be at a happy hour next door. Put them through the whole process. Get their feedback along the way. Work it for everything you can because their data, their input, their feedback is what's going to make your product and your service better before you offer it out to the rest of the world. Be kind to yourself. It is okay if Uncle Joe says, well, that wasn't really what I was expecting. It's okay. At least you know that that's a person you can continue to question and ask, well, what should I have done? Well, what did you expect? How come you didn't tell me that? Or did you tell me that and I missed that in some communication? Because first we were emailing and then we texted. Was it on one of those email threads and I lost it? It's all great data. Use it. Finally, if you're going to launch this thing, give yourself a deadline. You got to have something to shoot for. Nobody ever succeeded by sitting on their hands. And lastly, the marketing piece. Okay. I never knew I was going to be a student of marketing when I went into this. I just thought, oh, yay, I'm going to be a fine artist and hopefully be able to pay my mortgage. Oh, yeah. And before I knew it, all I cared about was marketing, because all I needed was to find the people who wanted me to do this for them. And yes, it is a huge component. And yes, you're going to get tons of advice, and maybe some of you have been here the past 2 days and have sat in on 5 different sessions on marketing already. There is no shortage of marketing help out in the world. I can share with you that one of my, well, of course, KC SourceLink, which is sponsoring GEWKC Week. You can go to their website and find all kinds of free help, whether that's classes, webinars, all kinds of stuff on there. Use your resources. SCORE.org is a national nonprofit working to help entrepreneurs. Check out that website. I know they offer a lot of recorded webinars, which is really nice. If you're like me and your hands are always busy and your attention is looking at something else, it's great to just turn on a webinar and just listen along and learn that way. Okay, so my best advice is when you do your marketing, keep in mind at the top of your page, who is that ideal customer? Where do they hang out? Okay? Don't go, well, okay, I'll share a goof. Learn from my mistakes. I'm not too proud. When I started out, I thought, oh, my people are animal people. Oh my gosh, I love animal people. So I went to all these dog events and these fundraisers for rescues and nonprofits and things like that. And I paid booth fees and went out there to strut with your mutt for, what is that, Wayside Waifs. Dropped to like $300 so I could spend 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. talking to people jogging with their dogs. Guess what? Some of those people might be my people, but they aren't there to shop original art at a high price point. They might have been my people, but that's not where they wanted to see me. I got up early and I talked to people who had no pockets. I couldn't even give them a business card because they had nowhere to put it, and they're wrangling their dog at the same time. So think about where this customer hangs out and go to them. It doesn't have to be in real life. You don't have to do real life events if you don't want to. Maybe that's just not your style. That's okay. Find what works for you. If you're looking online with your marketing, again, make sure you're on the right platforms. Most of my people are on Facebook. I hate Facebook, but I'm going to use it because that's where my people are. I'm not going to, I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Twitter. There's no point. My people might be there, but they don't expect to see me there. So again, focus your marketing where it needs to be. Don't put your efforts in the wrong baskets. Don't show up where nobody wants to see you. You're just going to waste your time, and your time is precious. And speaking of your time being precious, we are now at 5 o'clock, 5:01. So I am going to stop talking. Hopefully I was able to run through it with you. I totally forgot my slides. Let's see what we have here. Feel free to raise your hand if you need to ask me a question. I'm going to catch up on these. Oh, read through that if you have any questions. This is what I've heard from other entrepreneurs who offer commissions. Beware. Yeah, go ahead with your question. Yeah.
So you said you had partnered with the Cat Cafe,
Uh-huh.
and that you were donating like a portion of the commission to them.
Yes.
What kind of like a percentage range, or like how much? Like someone,
I know.
we were going to be negotiating that kind of a thing
Right.
with another business. Like what kind of percentage?
Right. And that's, oh, sorry. If I'm going to get casual, I should get my mic. That's really up to you. Like I said, when you collaborate and you form partnerships like that, it's, gosh, I'm sounding like a broken record. It really is just another opportunity to develop a relationship. And so you are putting yourself out there. I just, what did I do? Here's how it went down. I emailed through the contact form on her website and said, hey, got a proposition for you. Benefit both of us. Let's have a meet. We meet up. Turns out we're instant friends. That's always nice. That's always nice when you can connect right away. And honestly, some entrepreneurs might be tempted to offer a higher price point, say, on those commissions coming from Whiskers to compensate perhaps for the piece that I give back to them. But that's a little sketchy. You don't want to get caught doing business practices like that. People are going to question that. And somebody's going to find out eventually. You don't want that going down. I told her I'm being very generous with Whiskers. I'm not going to disclose because it is very generous, but that's my choice. I do not give back to any other organizations right now except with my time. And so realizing that we have that good relationship and that we share a mission for the good of the cat community in Kansas City, I was feeling generous, and I'm like, yeah. So, I mean, it's really up to you. It's a negotiation is what it is, though. Okay? Okay. And I'll be honest with you, there was no negotiation in this instance because I threw out a percentage, and she was like, okay, are you sure? And I'm like, am I? Yes, I am. And so there was no back and forth. But that's, by the time you get to that sit down with a fellow business owner, they know what it's all about. They know it's a negotiation. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Well, of course. Anybody else? Yeah?
So when you're doing the commissions, like, do you do revisions for people, or is that, because I know or how do you avoid that then in your process, basically?
Good question. The question was, when I'm completing a job for a customer, do I offer an opportunity to revise what I've done for them? Great question. It's a huge opportunity for them to be a pain in the ass. Holy crap. Yeah, so you're right. Opening that door can be a nightmare. And side note, that is the reason why a lot of artists refuse commissions, because they feel like, hey, I'm the one with the skills. I'm doing this for you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be doing this. And you're daring me to fix this and fix that and change that color. Please know, I'm going to circle back around. It's all in the contract. Okay? Because honestly, when I meet potential clients, sometimes we do have that instant spark and we click. And I'm like, oh, I can tell this person's going to be a friend. This is exciting. Oh my God, I'm wagging my tail. Sorry. But don't let that fool you. Okay? Those are first impressions, and a working relationship is something different. I've felt that spark with people, and then 3 weeks later, halfway through the job, I'm like, cursing them and having nightmares. And I'm just like, holy crap, what did I do wrong? Was it something I missed in my vetting process? Did I miss something on the onboarding? Should I have been more explicit and said, make sure you read the contract so you understand your responsibilities as well? In my contract, oh gosh, I really should know this. Maybe I should go back and read it. I am not, okay, this is gonna come off wrong, forgive me. I'm not often asked to make revisions, and I don't mean that to brag that I'm such hot stuff with my skills. I mean that my communication piece is so thorough that they don't need revisions because they already know what I'm doing for them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But I think my contract limits them to 3.
Okay.
After 3, I charge like $50. And it's a high enough fee to discourage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because
I would imagine if you do a lot of questioning at the beginning and kind of like talking about the expectations and you're working from a particular type of photo that they maybe provide or something, then it's going to go well. So it's that
Yes.
putting in the upfront, really vetting and understanding.
you nailed it. It's all in that onboarding. Yeah. Yeah, because the better you communicate, the easier the process is for everybody. And that's what you want, because remember your offboarding piece. You want to get those 5-star reviews. You want to have a customer advocate on your side when it's all done. I did have an interesting speed bump with one client, and this wasn't anything that either of us could have controlled, but I often share photos of the painting while I'm working, and she had questioned a color or something like, oh, his fur's not that orangey. And I'm like, orangey? It's not orangey. You know, I'm looking at it right here in front of my face. And it turns out something to do with my camera picked up too many warm colors on it, and she was worried that it was not up to snuff. And so I think because of her and that experience, I revised my contract, and I think it says, if you are a local client, I am willing to meet you or come to your house, you know, if it's, you know, whatever, within 10 miles of my house or whatever. I'm willing to bring you this half-finished canvas and show you that color in person. And then you can give me your feedback on that. And so there's always a way that you can work with what you got, and you can set those boundaries and those parameters. Great question, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, anybody willing to share what they're looking to develop? Want my input on any of it? Okay, all right, yes?
Well, I'm actually not as much in the art type of.
No
I'm
problem.
an interior designer. So
Ooh.
that's where, you know, in terms of like working with, it's very relevant of like that revisions, and you're basically presenting a, you know, kind of
A concept.
art in a space, basically. if you
Yeah.
think of it that way.
Oh,
And so
he
that's-
said interior design.
Yeah.
So that's, wow. And that's way personal,
Yes.
because you're taking over their space.
And you also have to, I mean, it's definitely a lot of good setting, you know, understanding, interviewing, setting boundaries, and then revisions eventually.
Gosh, no kidding. I bet you go through a lot of mock-ups beforehand,
Yeah.
right?
And
Maybe there's a fee for an excess of mock-ups.
we usually do like something like up to 3.
Right, yeah. You need to choose one of the first 3 mock-ups, or you're going to pay $100
Yeah.
for more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. All right, anything else I can help with? We good? Thank you so much for your time. I am honored you chose to spend it with me. Again, don't forget that email. If you have any questions after now, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, thanks.